All right, this is another Game of Thrones Season 8 review. We got Nick back.
What's up?
And as always, with the custom of these Game of Thrones reviews, we just pull up to some random parking lot and we just start recording, right?
We just start talking about things in the parking lot.
We're just in the parking lot right now. So this is that parking lot pod. So I want to apologize. We didn't review episode 2. Because there wasn't a lot. There's a lot that happened in episode 2, but at the same time, there wasn't a lot.
You could just say it was all build up.
It was build up. It was build up for the episode.
Yeah.
So, but without further ado, we're just going to jump into episode 3. Episode 3. Oh, episode 3. What did you think of episode 3?
Episode 3, I know a lot of people are upset because it's like, oh, they killed the Night King. But episode 3 was a very unexpected turn for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I did not...
Speak your truth.
I did not anticipate that.
Speak your truth.
What I was thinking, last time we were talking, I'm like, oh, he's going to kill Jon.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to do this. He's going to do that.
Uh-huh.
And you know what? All those moments look like they could have happened. And everyone thought those moments were going to happen, but it didn't.
It didn't.
And you know, some people, maybe they're right. Maybe, obviously, some people are like, I knew that was going to happen. Maybe it did happen.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you're just lying. But I know that the way they're doing the show, I was like, they had everyone going, man.
Okay, so I'm going to agree with you. I didn't know. I thought everybody that was in this show was going to die at some point in this episode.
Yeah.
There wasn't a person on that show that I thought, I know for a fact that person's going to make it.
None of the people I thought were going to die died.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was completely wrong.
Oh, yeah, I was totally wrong. But that's the thing, though. Okay, so the start of the episode was really, it made me so nervous. The start of the episode. When everyone was getting for war.
Yeah.
And the thing that made me nervous is because it was more from Sam's point of view.
Mm-hmm.
And we all know Sam is not necessarily the warrior type. So he's realizing the decision that he made by, standing with the guys.
Yeah.
That stuff where you're standing with your boys before the battle in episode 2, that's all heroic and it super looks good.
That fool was a liability the whole time.
You know what I mean?
He got everybody killed.
He pretty much did, but
fucking killed.
Ed died because of him.
Yeah, dude.
But that's the thing though. Sam was just people were bumping at him. Get out the way. Everybody was just move out the way. And he was just huh. And I was like, dude, get to the crib, bro.
Yeah, what are you doing?
And then when that battle, bro. Okay, hey, let's just break down the battle. The beginning of the fight with the Dothraki
was so dirty, man.
Bro, the Dothraki when Melisandre came back and she lit up everyone's
swords. That was badass.
That was crazy.
I was like, what? I was tripping. I was like, this is gonna be hella good.
I thought it was gonna be a slaughter.
It was a slaughter.
You got the Dothraki.
Yeah.
You got them on horse on their end and in the open field in their natural habitat. You light their swords on fire.
Yeah.
Bruh.
I thought it was over for the walkers.
It tripped me out because it was it was dark. It was just pitch black already.
Was that all the Dothraki warriors? They
all died.
They all got eliminated within minutes.
They all died.
I know that some made it back because they were riding back too.
Yeah.
But almost all of them, everyone's sword went out.
Mm-hmm. So
they
either dropped them or they just died. But it was such a great light of hope,
Oh.
I can't imagine being on the battlefield and seeing that light up.
They kept bringing you up and knocking you down.
But that initial light of hope, I was like, well, okay, we got this. Yeah. The humans got this. And just to see them ride off and then light by light, it just dimmed until there was nothing. And then the screams.
Just the last little line.
And the screams. The Dothraki screams.
And then it's just quiet.
It was, bro. That was the most cool. It was the quietest it was on the episode.
Dude, that was so. I can say I got one complaint.
What's that?
Is that episode had me thinking my TV was fucked up.
Okay.
It was I couldn't even see anything.
Okay, it was everybody. I've been hearing about that.
That's unnecessarily dark.
Everybody said it was super dark. Okay,
I get it, but
I might have been different from me because I watched it on my laptop, And like I did have the brightness turned up all the way.
I had my brightness turned up all the way on my TV and I couldn't see shit.
It was kind of crazy how dark it was, but I think that's what they were trying to do. Like,
that did add to it. It's
it
like,
was,
dude, you can't really tell.
I couldn't really
that's
see.
how dark it was.
And I think that's raised my apprehension. Like everything was kind of like close, especially like when they got inside the castle, which is like close combat. And then
they kept it more like I think they wanted that.
I think that was on purpose.
Yeah, they wanted it really dark, just so like you could kind of tell what was going on, but you're like thinking like, who is that? Is that?
Yeah.
And then they show their faces just for a second, you know, like, oh yeah. I mean, even for what's his name? Dude with the flaming sword.
Oh, Barrick or something like that. Or
yeah, Barrick or something. Anyways, when we should probably keep going before then.
Okay.
But we'll go back to that because I like that scene a lot.
Yeah, that was a huge moment. That was a huge moment, and then that moment caused Daenerys to like jump on her dragon and go and like start burning everyone, which I think that messed up the plan.
Yeah,
that messed up the plan because I mean, and it's understandable, like because Jon is like he's a soldier, he's a warrior, he's been in fights, so he understands that each warrior has their position in battle, So he sees the Dothraki going off and they're fighting. He's just like, dang, we just lost some troops. Daenerys is like, I just lost my people they like chose me and I led them here.
That's day ones right there.
Yeah, those are her people that are following her because she's Khaleesi.
Yeah.
Like she has to protect them. So that's why she went out.
She's pissed.
And she went and started burning the crap out of everybody.
I thought that shit was so cool.
It was a great moment, but like,
and then the frost.
Oh man, that's what tripped me out.
That's what tripped me out. That fool did that just by himself.
That tripped me out. He just made it ice,
just instantly.
And that did not help with like the tint.
Yeah.
And then the fog. I was tripping out. I was starting to get real nervous.
I know.
Because you just really couldn't see anything, and then once it hit like Winterfell, it was like over. Like I was just like, dude.
I was waiting for a spear to hit Daenerys.
Bro, I thought, I
was waiting.
So like, did you so that whole fight scene with them, with like the three-way dragon fight with Jon, Daenerys, and the Ice King, right?
Yeah.
Like it was kind of weird because it was, even though it was like 2-on-1, it really felt like there was 3 different sides. Did you get any like it felt like Jon and Daenerys weren't really on the same team that often.
Well, they crashed into each other. It's like it wasn't that. I think what they're trying to do with the show is kind of give hints, because that's what they've been doing this whole time, hints on everything.
Yeah.
And this is part of that. I think like them not being like lined up like they were before. Like it's like there's a little tension between them. Like they didn't really talk
at all
after what they talked about. And then they still add to the tension. Like you can tell like as soon as like. I already shows the next episode, and it says like, oh, it shows her like, pretty much in charge.
Yeah.
Like she's like, this is my castle now, like pretty much, and everyone's kind of. It doesn't seem like, even in the thick of that battle, like even Sandra's like, yeah, I don't trust that bitch. Pretty much, he was with Tyrion. He was like, oh, maybe we should have stayed married, and then he's like, she's like, oh, you were the best of them.
Yeah.
Like as as a joke or whatever, but like she was also it wouldn't work out that well. And he's like, why? He's like, your loyalties are mixed. Like that sums it up right there. I mean, I just want to talk about everything else.
Okay.
Okay,
so like let's talk about there's just so much to talk about, because I mean we could just keep on going on with the whites and how like it just felt, I don't know, it just honestly it didn't even feel like they were fighting people. It just felt like there was like a tidal wave.
Dude, I watched that episode twice. I watched that episode twice.
I haven't,
and I watched it over again. I'll probably watch it this weekend again.
I'm gonna watch it again.
That was like a whole ass movie.
It was an hour and like 20-something minutes.
That was so good. That was one of the best episodes of Game of Thrones.
It really was. It was one of the best episodes of TV ever.
Yeah.
So like it was crazy because like it just never seemed to end. It never ended. Like no, and then okay, so let's talk about one thing I want to talk about is the Unsullied and how
beast they are.
How beast they are. And this leads into the trailer I saw, but like a lot of Unsullied died. a lot of Dothraki died. Daenerys almost lost both of her dragons.
Always putting the colored people in front. I can't believe it. Dude. I was kind of mad. I was like, the white people got to get out there and fight too.
That's what, okay. Let's get on this. Like, I was a little upset too, because you got to go to Dothraki and the freaking Unsullied. They did not cross the sea to die in Winterfell.
Oh, dude, that's how I seen a meme. Like, it's crazy to imagine like that many Dothraki went thousands of miles to fight
for white people.
And they all died.
That is kind of crazy.
I was kind of like, wow, that's how it works. No,
honestly, it's crazy because like even if you think about that, I was thinking like it's kind of messed up that Daenerys is like losing, like, and to me that's the thing. I think that's the thing that's gonna put her in charge, like because you're not from the north,
yeah,
and you're coming over here, and you
risk almost your entire.
That's army. Your entire army. She didn't have anybody except the Dothraki and the Unsullied. Yeah. That was her entire army. Yeah. Which is, so I'm like, I wonder how much she has left. We got Cersei looking for elephants. So like
she wants to see an elephant.
Yeah, Cersei wants elephants so bad.
She's like, I just wanted to see.
I just want an elephant.
She even screwed that dude for an elephant.
Yeah, she screwed dude for an elephant. But I don't know if she knows what an elephant is. But an elephant's not gonna stand up to a dragon. Like she's just like
maybe they're different.
Maybe they're like Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, the giant freaking towering.
But they still wouldn't stand up to a dragon unless they shoot their tusks.
That's wild.
So they're gonna she's gonna be like, you have a dragon? We have an elephant. This is completely.
Can it fly?
Elephant,
is that Dumbo?
Yeah, elephant just gonna be in the back. Yeah, no. So
I'm trying to smack him with his.
So Daenerys really sacrificed a lot for this. So I definitely can understand why in that trailer she comes out on top. Like she has to be like one of the shining. Like if the North, like because everybody says the North, you have to earn their trust. You have to earn the trust of the North. I think she got him with this.
She better have. Man.
And like even if I like think that like if I'm like, oh, I want Jon to win, I'd be so pissed off at the North if she did not have their respect or have them.
You know what the thing is? The problem is like Sansa, and now probably Jon, because I feel like he's probably more back on the Stark side now because of their discussion, and because did Rhaegar die? The dragon?
No, he was alive. I saw him.
He just got hurt.
Yeah, he was in the trailer. He was flying around in the trailer. He's good.
Okay. Yeah, but yeah, that was just. I just think it's gonna be interesting what happens next, and I know that. I think because they said it was the writers and the
producer at
the end said like it's gonna be like bittersweet. So that wasn't so bitter, So it's just all the fucked up stuff that's gonna happen is gonna be like in the next 2 episodes.
Yeah, so it's like it is sad because if we look back to episode 2, I think this is all on Daenerys because it did not look like Jon was trying to take the throne.
Yeah. I don't think he wants the throne.
He doesn't want the throne.
She just
jumping to conclusions.
Maybe she's just like it doesn't even matter to her who like what the situation is. Maybe she's just like I'm not gonna risk losing the throne.
Yeah, I, in her mind, she's just like I've done all this, and you know what you have. Like you being you.
Like you have to die.
You're in my way.
Yeah.
No matter if you're like my lover, no matter if you're my nephew.
Like I've lost people before. I think I can live without you.
Yeah, that's so. Like I think so. I that's why it's like setting up that she's the antagonist because she's so like misguided by like her own ambition and like passion to sit on that throne. Like she's obsessed with the throne. She's obsessed with the throne.
She's like that's gonna be my throne.
That's my throne. And then even like that's why it's like you put somebody that close to her so you can see what the length she would go through, because that's the bittersweet. That's the bittersweet because I guarantee. Look, let me make one prediction.
Okay.
Jon is not going to tell her how he feels about the throne until the bitter end when she kills him.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
She's going to be like by herself in the end and not have anyone. I think she's the winner, but she won't have anyone around her except these new people in this foreign land, the new people of King's Landing. That's who she's going to have around her. And she's going to pan out and it's going to just see her like by herself. And she's going to remember Jon saying, Jon's going to say like in his last words, I never wanted the throne. I wanted you, or something like that.
Yeah.
So that's what that bittersweet you're talking about. But it's just so tough to review these episodes without jumping all over the place. Like,
Yeah.
so, let's talk. Okay, let's talk about some winners and losers of this. Let's talk about the losers at first. The Hound.
Oh yeah.
The Hound was a loser. I don't care if he came through at the end, but like
this dude, no, yeah, he turned all scary. He got all scary real quick, man.
He turned to a pup, man.
He did. He turned a little pup.
He turned to a pup, and it was like, yo, put in work. Arya got smacked in the head by a log. She was bleeding. She's concussed. She's like falling over, and she's like, oh, I gotta.
Yeah, I didn't expect that, but honestly, it's probably for the better because I just need to see him fight the mountain.
He's got to make it. He's got to make it.
If he don't fight the mountain, I'm gonna be disappointed. I think I've said this before.
So, loser. So, the Hound is a loser. Let's see who else is a loser. I'm gonna have to say the biggest loser of all is the Night King.
All right, yeah. He lost.
He's the biggest loser.
Dude, he's so damn cocky. Yes. I was like, there you go, you smug bastard.
Yeah, you know how.
He's just like okay, we skipped the part where after the dragon scene, they chase the Night King down.
Mm-hmm.
They basically disable the dragon. They basically fuck up Dracarys. So
oh man,
Dracarys is bleeding out his neck.
Drogon. Oh yeah,
Drogon messed him up.
Yeah, he did.
He basically almost ripped his head off.
He did.
And so then the dragon runs away, and then Drogon and Daenerys, Jon crashes on Rhaegar. Rhaegar dips out because he's hurt,
mm-hmm.
and then Jon's getting attacked by zombies. Oh, that was sick too.
Okay,
we got to get to that scene.
Okay, I think we're here. We're here when Jon is on the ground.
Yeah,
and he sees the Night King.
And he rushes him like a beast.
And that's the thing I have a problem with the Night King. We've been waiting for this moment.
God.
We've been waiting for this moment since we really found out the Night King. And the Night King threw up his hands to Jon and was like, come at me. Come at me, bro.
I know. No, he was like, what's up then?
What's up? Like, he
runs, and then the Night King, also, it was kind of chilling because it's like, he does that thing where he raises all the dead people.
Yo, I didn't even think of when that moment happened.
Insane.
Dude, when I thought of, I did not think about that moment. I didn't think about the dead that was already being made.
Crypt.
Okay, so that's that when that moment happened in the crypt, I said they're in a fucking crypt. The whole leading up to it, the crypt is the safest place. You'll be safe in the crypt.
That's where all the dead people are.
That was so because I've heard people say online that the dead. This the White Walkers crawling to the ground, and I've heard people that say that it's the Starks. Mm-hmm. So I don't know which one. I'm not too sure because
it's probably both.
It's probably both, but because people have been saying that the Starks have like some type of magic. There's some type of magic that belongs to the Starks that keep them from getting cold or something like that, or keeps them to resist the White Walker, something like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's prevalent in this one. So
yeah, I maybe in the book.
In the book, maybe, but I think in this one they're just normal.
I think they raised him. I think he
raised him.
When he did that, I was like, I completely forgot,
mm-hmm.
and then I was like, oh shit,
yeah.
And then they all had to fight people that were just next to them.
That was crazy,
like insane. And there brings me another thing with Little Bear, man.
Oh, she went out.
Oh, she's a beast, bro.
That
was bad.
That was painful.
She got crushed by a giant, and at the same time, she stabbed the giant in the eye, right through his brain. Killed him.
That was crazy, and it's just like, and you know what the saddest part of it? It barely mattered.
Yeah, it did.
Like that's what's one thing about these deaths that happen. They barely matter because it's just you're just trying to stop the next horde.
Yeah. And
then when the horde started to thin out, and then the Night King. And when the Night King raised his hands, and Jon was like so close.
I know,
and there was no retreat. He
was just surrounded by them, and he just smiles at him like, "All right."
That was. And so I was mad because like I thought the Night King and Jon had some type of connection.
I thought they were gonna fight.
We've been waiting since Hardhome, or was it Hardhome? Hardhome is when they were in the wildlings. And,
oh yeah,
and they
were supposed to fight.
They were supposed to fight. He even did
the same thing. He was like, "Where you going?"
He did like it was this was destiny.
That's so crazy about the Night King is like he hasn't said a word, but he messes with people.
He
He's just like he just gets in your head. He's just
He's a
like,
troll.
I'm gonna kill you,
he's a
or
troll.
I'm gonna have the people I kill that are your friends just kill you.
But like, check this out. I gotta look up the numbers. But in 2016, the Warriors blew a 3-1 lead to the Cleveland Cavaliers and
Mhm.
lost the championship.
Yeah.
The Night King probably blew like a 20,000 to 300 or whatever lead to the Humans and died.
Yeah.
He blew the biggest
He
lead.
is the biggest loser.
He's the biggest loser.
And that's what he gets for being so cocky, bro.
He should like when Daenerys did the Dracarys, the biggest Dracarys of ever, and she freaking flamed him. That fool, he smiled so hard.
To be honest, we don't really know if the Night King really had hands though.
That's what I'm saying.
Cause what if he you think he's just bad at? Maybe he really don't know how to fight.
He probably how would he know how to fight? Like he was like, how would he know?
I think he does because Theon's pretty good,
Mm-hmm.
and then he smoked him quick.
Oh yeah,
he smoked him quick, without even and he's super strong. He has super strength.
Well, I don't think that the Game of Thrones has necessarily displayed the best battle tactics.
No, you're right.
Because Theon just rushing at him. I don't know if I would have just ran at him with a spear because that's like the most obvious. I don't know if that's the right way. I'm not a battle expert. Yeah, I'm not a battle expert or a war general or anything like that. So I don't know. But speaking of war general, I don't know if I would have sent the Dothraki off into the dark.
Yeah, whose great idea was that? We have only so many people and they're countless, and we're just gonna
send them off.
We're gonna wing it, man.
And that was before they even had fire.
They could have made it work a different way.
But look, check this out. They were all surprised that Melisandre came and gave them fire.
They were gonna do that
in the dark.
Oh my god, what the hell?
They were gonna send them off into the dark to fight.
What even worse?
So the situation would have been even worse if Melisandre didn't show up.
They just got lucky, and even then it didn't matter.
It didn't matter, but
it was
still
just
they wouldn't even know when to stop. They would just ran right into him.
I seen a meme where it was I think we all owe it to Melisandre, and we should give her. I think she was I just want to put a big shout out to Melisandre for lighting up the battlefield so we can see what's going on.
Oh no, she did. She did it twice.
I know, that's the only light we had in there, those flames she made.
Yeah, just because of her. Because that's the thing though, when Daenerys flew off, her job was to light the fire on the
oh yeah, she forgot.
She flew off and she was doing her thing, so
she's trying to get the Night King.
Yeah, so she couldn't do it, and then that's why Melisandre had to do that.
When she used the Drogon to do the most giant flame ever, and that fool wasn't affected.
That was scary.
That was and he just smiles at her, and then he tries to throw the spike. I was like, oh dude,
no, that was scary.
That was badass.
That was scary. This episode was scary. Just because every character was getting piled up on.
Everyone, dude. They all got piled up on. They're getting stabbed. Everyone got stabbed. They all got stabbed and bit.
Oh man.
Sam got a chunk of his ear bit or something like that.
Sam is another biggest loser. I know people are not gonna say that. They're gonna say, oh, he came to fight. He cost Ed his life.
Yeah, dude.
He should have been in the crypt. He survived, so he could have helped people in the crypt.
He probably could have fought in the crypt.
He could have fought in the crypt.
He just wasn't ready for the battlefield, I don't think.
They should have had him be the hero of the crypt.
Yeah.
That's actually like a movie or something.
Hero of the crypt.
Hero of the crypt. He could have been a hero of the crypt if he would just stayed down there.
He would have been, yeah.
They would have looked at him like he's a little girl, though. Not that there's nothing wrong with that,
dude.
But he would have been how to look. But still, it was just Jorah had to help him out. Ed had, and speaking of Jorah, oh man,
that fool died.
He died.
That was the one death I was like,
because I
feel like I liked him. I wanted him to keep going.
I liked him too, but he just got stabbed and stabbed and stabbed.
I know. If anything, we lost two characters. We lost Jorah,
and
we lost what's his name? Brecken, something.
Oh, Beric or something like that. And then we lost. We also lost Little Bear, but
Little Bear, she wasn't
like a character.
She played some key parts.
Yeah,
for the battle to happen.
The producer said they originally she was just supposed to be
one. Yeah, she's supposed to be one, but they kept using her.
Yeah,
which is a good idea.
Yeah, it was a good idea. I think originally when they first went to ask her for help, and she was like, "I got 65 men in this house." Mm-hmm. I think that was supposed to be her job, but then she was just she resounded so well that you had to keep her.
Yeah. She played a bad.
And we're just jumping around here, but who else have we discussed? Did we talk about Jamie and Brienne?
Oh yeah,
They were like the thing with Jamie and Brienne is like the thing with these is like they kind of just was just doing the same thing over and over again. They were just really just in the trenches.
that was beast.
They was in
They
the
were
trenches.
just they was putting in work, slicing up zombies.
And the thing is, you gotta think about like how much stamina it take to do
Dude,
that
Jamie's a beast. I didn't
with
realize.
one hand.
I think that fool is such a. I think he's probably the best fighter.
He's up there. Yeah, he has to be.
Between I mean, honestly, I think he could kill the Hound easy.
Mm-hmm.
I think he could probably kill Brienne easy. I don't think he could kill Arya.
No.
Arya is too beast.
Yeah.
And people don't give her enough credit for that because she literally put hands on everybody.
Oh yeah. And the only reason why she slowed down is because she got knocked
smacked,
out.
and she's like, "I'm not an idiot. I'm not gonna die here."
Yeah, she was just like, I gotta go.
Yeah, like,
which was really, it was interesting because it was that was the first time I was like Arya was like kind of normal, you know.
well, yeah, I that's how you could tell like she's just a beast though, because she's just like, dude, I can't, like, I gotta do shit. Like, I can't die here.
Yeah,
it's like like she could probably whoop him, but then she'd just get piled on and killed.
She would just get piled on and killed, which led her when she was running through the main house. It led her to Beric, had a Hound, and Beric kind of sacrifices himself for those two.
I would thought it would have been the Hound.
I thought it was gonna be the Hound too,
because they made it seem that way. But then I like it more that
because you get the Clegane Bowl.
Yeah.
So we get to the Melisandre, the Hound, and Beric, or Beric is dead. Melisandre, the Hound, and Arya get into that room together, and Game of Thrones calls their freaking shot. Yeah. They call the shot of shots when she said, "You'll be closing many eyes, brown eyes, green eyes, and blue eyes."
That's what I love about Game of Thrones.
They called their freaking shot.
They're just like, all right, now we're gonna I'm gonna throw something out there. You're not gonna know what's gonna happen.
They called their freaking shot, and I do want to reference back to because we didn't bring this up on the Avengers Endgame podcast, but the Endgame did that as well. When Tony Stark during Age of Ultron, he pointed up to the sky and said, "That's the Endgame." So I freaking love when these movies and TV shows call their shot without anybody really knowing.
Yeah.
And then it just plays it seems subtle, but it plays a huge role. Yeah. But like I said, green eyes, brown eyes, and blue eyes.
Yeah.
And then her master would always say, Arya's old training instructor would always say, what do we say to the freaking
the god of death? Is it not today?
Not today. Yeah. And then the Melisandre repeated that to her, and she said, "Not today." I honestly, in my heart of hearts, I just thought she was gonna go kill some more. I thought she was gonna go kill some more whites.
Yeah, I did not know that.
I thought she was.
Sounds funny to hear that. No, but
I thought she was just running off to go kill some more.
Yeah, me too. But dude, and then it cuts that scene. It cuts the scene where all this shit's going down. Everyone's about to get killed.
Everyone was about to
die. Everything in the battle was going wrong. They were getting outnumbered. There was all these zombies that were just, they're friends.
Fresh.
They're friends. They're people that were going to die with. Now they're fighting them. They're going to get killed by them. All these people getting killed. Walkers everywhere surrounding. It's just a whole swarm. They're gonna kill. Everyone was gonna die. I was like, this is it, man. John's about to get. And John gave up. John gave up. He just
stood up.
He was like, fuck it, come on, go ahead.
Yeah, he did.
The dragon was like, okay, look at.
Okay, let's talk about that. Like, that is crazy. I think John is just.
He's got
tired.
The most balls ever, bro.
Bro. At this point, John is tired.
He's just like, I'm done.
He said, I died already.
Come on, fuck it.
He's like, I don't know where my sister is. Both of my sisters, my brothers. He's honestly, this battle hurts him.
Yeah.
Out of anybody here, I know everybody's dying, but if you think about it, what he's been trying to do and what he's been preparing for, everybody's been calling him delusional. Yeah. He's been fighting against it.
He's always been the underdog.
He's been fighting against it, and it's just. And usually he's able to prevail. It's hard. He never has it easy.
Yeah.
But he prevails, and it's just he couldn't.
He's about to commit suicide by dragon.
But there is the theory that Targaryens cannot be burned by fire.
Yeah, that's true. But
so
you know what?
He doesn't know that.
Yeah, he didn't know that.
Or maybe he did, and now he's like, I'm the real Targaryen. What if he got burned and then nothing happened, and then then all that happens, and he was like, there was a scene where just like where he looked at his arms, was like, I'm a Targaryen. And then he just like wanted like,
and his hair turns away.
he turns away,
He's like,
and he's
"Oh,
like, I want the throne.
the throne is mine."
The throne is like my great
I
great
can't
grandpa.
imagine that full white hair.
That looked so funny. That looked crazy.
I will bleach his head.
Okay, so we zoom back to everybody's fighting the impassable
It's the climax. Everybody's dying.
Jorah's just getting stabbed. Everybody was fighting.
Jorah's getting stabbed.
People on the
Dany's
ground
just throwing her around.
It was
she was using him like a shield.
It was crazy because he would stab, fall on the ground, get up, stab again, get stabbed.
I know, he just kept getting up and getting sliced.
Oh my gosh! And then you had Jaime and Brienne. They were getting swarmed.
Yeah,
everyone was getting swarmed. Jon was getting stuck with the dragon.
Shanked, bro.
It was over. I was like, wow, this is over.
I know. I was like, damn it! Like, I did not want this to happen
because there was literally nothing else that could happen, and the producers talked about it. Mm-hmm. They did that because they had you focus on everyone. They do all this jumping back and forth because you forget about
even the music buildup. It's just and Bran's about to get killed.
Bran was about to get murked, but like they do that so you forget about the other scene. So we all forgot about Arya.
Yeah.
So then when the freaking when Theon went down,
Theon, that was cool too. That was like awesome closure for Theon.
Yeah.
I think it was awesome for him to be there, and he's killing all these walkers like nothing. He's being a beast.
He was,
and he's fucked up too. He got stabbed a couple times,
mm-hmm.
and he's still just killing all of them. He's tired. He's probably got almost all the Ironborns around him are dead.
Yep.
And he's just them. And then the Night King raises them all, and he's fighting them all. And then all of a sudden they stop, and then the Night King's right there, and Bran tells him like, "Hey, like, I want you." He's basically you're gonna die.
Pretty much.
You're a good guy. And I want to thank you, and I'm glad you're here because this is where you belong at home. And basically saying like, you're still my brother, kind of. He didn't say that, but essentially,
it's probably the nicest thing he said.
It's the nicest thing
he said since it became the Three-Eyed Raven.
That's a nice thing he said to anyone in the past whole few seasons. And then Theon Greyjoy finally gets all this he finally has the respect he has with his own people.
Yep.
Now he's back in Winterfell fighting for mankind.
Yep.
And now he has respect for people that he wronged,
mm-hmm.
the people that he betrayed, and they're just like, it's fine, they all love him, they're all thankful for him, and even Bran, the one that he wronged the most, was just like, you're a good guy, and I'm glad you're here. And then he's just like, yeah, all right, Bran, don't worry, man, I'm gonna save you, man.
Don't worry,
and then
he
runs, and then just screams, ah! And he runs at the Night King with a spear, with no doesn't swing or nothing, just runs at him.
I would have just stopped in front of the Night King and tried to swing with try to battle or something.
He's gonna die anyways.
Yeah, maybe he thought that the others would swarm him, so he just let me get
He's
this
like,
out.
yeah, it's probably gonna die. So
yeah, might as well go out like a real one.
Yeah.
So he gets stabbed.
He gets iced real quick.
Not even anything.
Just instantly.
He just broke the spear and stabbed him.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That was foul.
I know that was crazy. And then at that point, like we're saying, it's the climax. Everyone's losing on the good people, the good guys, supposed good guys, are all losing. And then it gets to where the Night King's grabbing. He's looking at Bran like, you know what time it is. And then he grabs his sword slowly, pulls it out, about to shank him or kill him real quick, and then Arya just pounces on the Night King. Night King's a beast. He can already tell. Grabs him.
Honestly, I thought she was dead.
I know. I was like, damn it. And I thought Bran was going to do something somehow. I don't know why, but I did. And then she does the knife trick.
The double pump layup.
He's about to break her neck, pretty much. Or stab her or something. You could tell he was just about to kill her.
Mm-hmm.
He was just like, all right, well, you're annoying. And he was going to kill her. And she swings a knife at him. He had her hand, because when she pounced, she was going to stab him.
Yeah.
And he had her hand, and she's like, he's about to kill her. Because he has two hands full now. He can't do anything yet.
Can't block.
So she drops the knife. He's not ready, man. He was I already won. That's what in his head. You could tell look on that fool's cold ass. emotionless face. He had this little smirk, man. He knew he won.
Piece of crap.
And then she drops a knife, flips it, grabs it with the other hand midair, and stabs that fool in the heart.
Double clutch layup.
Boom. I wish she would have twisted it, but I think she broke it. And then she shattered. And all the White Walkers fell. And it was the end of the fucking episode.
That was crazy.
And that within a matter of like, they didn't even give time to they just showed like she kills the Night King and they all fall. And they're all looking at each other. And that's the end of the episode. It was literally within the last couple minutes.
That is so
that
crazy.
Was it.
That was crazy.
I was like, what?
Like, it was just like...
It made no... It's like, you did not anticipate... As soon as she dropped the knife, it was like... And then it goes kind of slow motion. I was like, oh...
The knife's on the ground. I thought the knife was on the ground.
I didn't think... I knew that's what happened. I was like, she's gonna stab him. I didn't know if it was gonna work though, because I mean, he didn't get burned by the dragon fire, which now people were saying, "Oh, he's a Targaryen."
That's what people were saying, but no, he can't. He's not a Targaryen because the Targaryens hadn't come to Westeros.
He's just magic.
Yeah, he's a Stark, if anything. Yeah, but it was symbolic because that was the knife that was used to assassinate Bran in the beginning of the show. And then it finally came full circle that the knife that he was used to try to kill him turned out to be a knife that saved him. So Game of Thrones is always on that symbolic shit.
But what if the Night King really was Bran the Builder, and Bran the Builder is actually Bran? Then maybe it's like almost both symbolic because it's the knife that saved him, but it's also the knife that took him out.
You just blew my mind. I was like,
what? Isn't that wild?
That's just Inception.
It's just like, of all the things that could happen,
Branception.
What tied it in so close? The knife.
Okay. I'm gonna give up. My third loser is actually a winner. Bran is the third loser. He's the third loser for me. What was my man doing during the battle?
Dude, you know what? What did he do with the crows? What was the point of all that?
He flew right past the Night King.
What was the point of the crow? I'm trying to think. Maybe they'll bring it up next episode.
Like, he saw something. He had to have seen, like, what he was doing. He said he has to have been watching, like, Cersei.
Now. Like,
he had to have been watching what Cersei was doing. Because, like, is there even a point of Bran anymore now the Night King's dead?
Oh, you know what? I think about it. I think Bran is trying to take care of Cersei. I think he probably knew it was going to happen with the Night King all along.
At that point, so he's just like...
I think that's why he said the things he said.
What did he say? I can't remember.
Just like things like, when he gave Arya the knife, when he gave her cat's paw. And they were talking about it, and he was just like, it doesn't do much good for a cripple, And basically he gave her the knife so she could stab someone.
Yeah.
And so it's like almost like he knew
that she was gonna need that.
She's gonna need that for him.
So there was memes that Bran had left to go watch Endgame.
That's hilarious.
Because you gotta think about that battle had to be at least 3 hours long in real time, at the very least.
I'm gonna go see Endgame.
He said,
"You want me to roll out there in my wheelchair?"
He said, "I'm gonna go war again."
Another thing that's dope that he's like the only one with a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Like it's like a nice wheelchair too. It's like made of like stainless steel and like rubber tires. Yeah, that's why I never thought about it. Like,
so he's the only. So that's it. So that's my whole thing. I was like, what is Bran doing? I thought Bran was gonna be like,
get like that brand new wheelchair. Like that's like,
hey man, once you get back to Westeros, he's pretty much a prince. He's a prince.
It had like rubber tires though.
He's a prince. He's a prince.
I think they should have done a better job on the wheelchair.
What, you wanted like a square block?
I'm a sucker for details. And that's like I don't know what the time is back then, because it's obviously it's not real. I don't know what the time frame is there, how many years it's been since the beginning of what, but I gotta say, like, it's interesting that it's the only wheelchair I've seen, and it looks like it has rubber tires. I'm putting it out there.
Well, I think because I think back then in that time, like if we compare it to like old English days and stuff like that, if you're like not to be derogatory or anything, but if you're like a cripple,
and they put you down.
Yeah, they probably just killed you. So that's probably.
I think it was like I think for most of human history it was like.
It was just like.
They're just like, I'm sorry, but we
You
can't
can't fight.
afford to
Yeah,
feed you, man. Like,
you got because there's an expectation that you're gonna work eventually.
yeah, it's like you're gonna give back. If you can't give back,
Then you die.
I'm sorry, but
So, but if you, but if you're of like wealth, like the Starks were in
you know what?
Winterfell,
That's a good point.
that he that's why he made
Obviously,
it.
he's royalty, so like,
And he wasn't like born crippled. He was
yeah,
it happened to him. So it was like, yo, we're not gonna kill. We're already attached to him. We're not gonna kill him.
And if he's gonna rule, he needs to do his thing. So
Yeah. So like, and then at that point, he actually is like I know John became like the king of the North or whatever. Bran is really like,
he's the real heir.
yeah, because it goes by Mel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he
He's
is
the actual king of the North.
He's the actual king of the North. But he probably won't want it because he's like, I'm the three-bird raven. I'm the three-eyed raven.
I'm the three-bird raven.
Three-bird raven.
I'm the three-bird.
Let me go take all three of my birds and I'm gonna go fly away. And he came like John, like he could have been like he could have been telling like, hey, other Ironborn, there's a walker behind you. Watch out to your left. Watch out your six. He could have been giving out instructions, but that fool just took off.
He could have like.
Yeah. I think you're right. He went to go check in on Cersei. He's seeing what Cersei's doing, and he's gonna come back and give more information. So
I think he knew what was gonna happen.
He had to have known at some point. He was just
I think he was just like, this is how it's gonna go down. Like I think being the third eye raven, it makes it to where like he's not necessarily a bad guy,
but he's not necessarily
he's not a good guy either. He's just like there.
I think he's just trying to have time flow.
I think there's a balance, and I think he understands that, and that's why he doesn't like give anyone anything.
I think you have to. He's just there to
like,
there's a time
watch.
No, what I think I got my ideas on that is that there is history, and if you go into the future, it's like you have a duty to not taint the future.
Maybe that's why he doesn't use any of that, because he's seen what happened with Hodor. He's like, oh shit, that's my fault.
He said, I did that to that dude.
Yeah, so maybe he's just like, I can't do that. Like, I just have to let things play out. And he gives information that's key, like, you know, with John. That's pretty much it. He doesn't really say anything.
But it's like, because like that king and the king of Westeros is like some big thing. So he's like, that fuels, like eventually, like, because okay, so I wanted to talk about this. There's this idea of like fate in this show.
Yeah.
And people die after fulfilling their fate.
Yeah.
No matter what happens, they won't die until they fulfill their fate. We saw with Beric. We saw how old Melisandre was.
Yeah.
We saw Jon die and come back to life.
Yeah.
Because Jorah, like they're Jorah with his grayscale or whatever he had. So there's this idea of fate, and I think Bran is like almost the keeper of fate because he can change things, but he gives out information that only to move forward fate.
Yeah, not to like alter it.
So that's why he had to tell Jon that Daenerys is his aunt, or tell Jon he's a Targaryen, because
it's not necessarily things they wouldn't find out, but it's just like he's accelerating it, kind of
like. Yeah. Honestly, like, would they have found out?
I think they would have. I think at some point it would come up. Like, I mean, like he's gonna want to find out at some point. Like, first off, Sam found out on his own. Yeah. So that's why he took those pages. Or no, he took different pages. But he's the one who found out.
Oh, and then Bran went to the past.
And Bran found out
because okay, I forgot about that.
So, yeah.
Sam would have told Jon.
Sam would have known anyways.
Yeah, Sam would have known, but would have Sam told him?
Yeah, I think so. Especially after finding out that like Daenerys like killed his family.
Oh yeah,
I think it would have been the same result.
Oh yeah.
But I think that because him and Bran knew,
there was like a backing.
Yeah, it was
like
just
they both backed
agreed,
each other.
Yeah. Like he needs to know.
Yep, you're right. I completely forgot about that.
And yeah, I think it's pretty crazy how that's playing out. I think Bran's definitely still a key character. I definitely think he could die now. I don't think like they necessarily need him in the show, like you're saying.
Because there's an idea.
I don't think they need him, but I think his death would be like, it would still keep the story super good.
So like,
even if he died,
there would be that idea of your fate. You don't die until your purpose has been served. Yeah. And his biggest purpose was being like the key opposition to the Night King.
To be honest, he didn't really assist too much in
He
that.
didn't do anything.
All he did really
Was
was
tell them.
give tension to what was gonna happen next.
Yeah, he was just a little jerk. He was just like,
He didn't really help, bro. Like,
he was just like,
he didn't
he
say
was just
like,
like,
this is how we gotta beat him. Like,
yeah, he was like, hey, Sansa was pretty the
Like,
night you got raped, and then he was like, hey, Arya.
dude, I think being the Third Eye Raven and knowing that like the Night King has come before to kill him,
Mm-hmm.
like he should know like how to do it. You know, like
Mhm.
how did they beat him the first few times, or however many times that he's beat him before? Because he says that he's come before, and obviously he lost. So that means maybe this guy just regenerates somehow. Comes
Okay,
back.
that's a big thing. How did they beat the Night King before?
That's what I'm thinking. Because they throw it out there in that episode.
Because there's a wall for a reason.
Yeah, in the last episode, actually, episode 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
He mentions it like he's coming for me, the Third Eye Raven, like he has come many times before. So that's like they beat him.
Mm-hmm.
So
but how?
Third Eye Ravens have beat him before, but like, does that mean did they really kill the Night King,
or just push him back,
or is he just like
regenerate, or just
gonna regenerate and come back in another 1,000 years?
I gotta do some research because I don't know. Because like
that he threw that out there.
It was my understanding that he just kind of lost.
I don't know if he's really dead, dude. I think he's probably still alive.
That's interesting because like why did okay, so there's a wall, then why would there? Yeah, unless the children of the forest made a new one.
I think there's a couple things going on. I think this next episode, you're probably gonna see like, even though a lot of people are saying like, oh, like Cersei's not gonna have an army now.
Mm-hmm.
But what about like the slavers in the Iron Bank?
Mm.
You ever think about that?
I do think about that
because the slavers and the Iron Bank are like heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Like they hella fuck with each other, and also they're Cersei's enemy. I mean, they're Daenerys' enemies, and now Daenerys doesn't have an army.
Yep.
She whatever army she has, it's significantly less people than she had before.
Oh yeah, her power is not.
And she's on the other side of the world with all her whole entire cabinet, so to speak. And who's in charge of the lands back where she owns, the ones that she's in, the queen of?
Mm.
The bank understand the whole time. The bank realizes she's the issue.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I think they talk about it like once.
Yeah, in earlier seasons.
I think it's like with what's his name, Tywin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Tywin Lannister, where he's like discussing with them about depths and other stuff. Or maybe it's not him. Maybe it's just the hand. He's talking to the spider, and then other people, and they're talking about what to do about the Targaryen girl.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure the Iron Bank is there. I think they had one guy there. I don't remember. Maybe I'm just tripping, but I know it had to do with like, because they mentioned it like, okay, it's just not just a problem for this is a problem for everyone.
Yeah, because she's messing up money.
Yeah, she's messing up money. She's these countries or kingdoms that are like basically trade ports for slavery. She's freeing all the slaves, messing with all the monies.
Mm-hmm.
Iron Bank's probably pissed, putting pressure on Westeros. It's very political too,
Yeah, it is
for them. So like the whole time, it's been not only just a war because she's a Targaryen, but
she's
trying to kill her because she's fucking up the slave trade.
Because like because there was once where
taking over trade ports.
If I remember correctly, there was one point where she did free the slaves, and it was just like, what next?
Yeah, and then the slavers come back and they all get killed again.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not the only ones. I mean, there's a whole rest of the world other than Westeros that they're still doing slavery.
Mm-hmm.
And so like I imagine that the bankers are involved and very heavily involved in that. I mean, all the labor, all the trade ports that she took over, very key trade ports, things where a lot of money comes through, and she now controls it. Like the bank can't be happy about that. And they obviously have enough money to buy armies.
Mm-hmm.
So now that, and as far as the bank's concerned, the Night King thing is probably still a myth.
Yeah.
Because they've never even been involved in that.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is they set up this whole world in Game of Thrones is like, it's key on Westeros, is some part of the other land that she was in.
Mm-hmm.
But like, you can tell it's a bigger world.
Like a
much bigger world. Yeah, because I mean, they have like Old Valyria, these spots where you can no longer go, but there's also like the Iron Bank, which is like means there's other countries involved. There's this whole system of trade the different economies realized in there, almost like there's today.
Yeah, so it is interesting because Game of Thrones sets it up and makes it so focused on like King's Landing and the throne
Yeah,
and Westeros. Like Game of Thrones goes through this throughout their series. They go through this thing of like expanding and then contracting,
yeah,
expanding and then really contracting.
yeah,
And right now we like we were once like once Daenerys left from from I don't know where she was. I forgot the other place.
yeah.
But Essos.
Esteros?
I think it's like
No.
Essos or Exos.
Yeah,
We could be wrong. Once she left there, it's like the whole Game of Thrones world, like last season, like collapsed to like where she was. It was like last season, it was like King's Landing, Winterfell, and I think I forgot where that played, where Daenerys was with John that whole time. There was like the three main places. Then we went like south of the wall, and then it was just back to those main three places.
yeah, dude. I don't know. All I know is the next villain. They definitely have the help of the Iron Bank. I think that one Ironborn dude is no longer important. He'll probably get killed this next episode for whatever reason, probably by the mountain or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that the Iron Bank is going to be the backing for Cersei because they don't like Cersei, but she owes them so much money.
She owes
like
them.
they continue she owes they talk about it throughout the whole entire show. Like, oh, we owe so much money to the Iron Bank. There's got to be a reason for that. There's got to be.
And I think they're gonna come to collect at
and
one
then
point.
they come to collect, and they're gonna be like, how you can pay us back is killing the Targaryen girl.
Mm-hmm. I can see that, and I can see.
I think that's what they set all this up for, because now this huge monstrous army that Daenerys set up, that built all this momentum, all the momentum has been cut for her. Like,
well, yeah, because that's the thing though. Like it wasn't supposed to be like that. It was supposed to be Cersei was supposed to join her. It was like there was three factions.
Yeah.
After all the wars of the earlier season, after everything that happened, there was three factions left. There was the North, there was King's Landing, and there was Daenerys's people.
Yeah.
Like if Daenerys never came to Westeros, it would eventually been Jon Snow in the North versus Cersei.
Yeah.
But Jon Snow and his people, the King of the North, they would have been protected by winter, the long winter. But they would have eventually got attacked by the White Walkers.
Yeah.
So Daenerys brings her army, so it's three powers. Then we see Daenerys and Jon join the forces, and then she was supposed to be joined by Cersei. That never happened. So Cersei, like she says, we're going to sit back and face off against whoever wins, which was a really stupid plan. Which was so
but it worked out.
It worked out, but like the risk reward is so dumb.
It's like, yeah, we're just gonna lose.
We're just gonna lose, but because imagine if Jon and Daenerys lost, that means you would have 3 ice dragons.
Oh, dude, 3 ice dragons and all the people that they killed.
Every single person that was not killed by dragonglass and freaking fire.
Yeah,
that is so dumb, if you ask me.
What? One thing I think about, for all the people that died, like that they raised. Oh, but they didn't raise a third time. Because I was gonna say all the people that were alive that got killed by dragonglass, but the people they rose up. He didn't rise. He didn't like resurrect 3 times. He only did it once.
He only did it once.
So it doesn't work that way, I guess. So I was gonna say, if after, let's say you're alive and you get killed by dragonglass, can you get revived? But I guess it doesn't work that way because he only did it once.
Yeah, well, dragonglass is how you make a White Walker. A White Walker.
That's how you made him disappear.
No, that's how you make a
Oh, that's how they made the Night King.
Yeah, so that's how you. Okay, that's another thing. One of my last complaint. It's hard to make complaints about this episode because I loved it, but I think the White Walkers didn't really fight. They should have. Each one of those generals should have fought like
a key character.
It should have fought Tormund, Jaime.
I know. I wanted to see. Honestly, I thought Tormund was gonna die.
I thought he was dead,
and I was pretty glad he didn't, because that fool's hilarious.
That fool needs to make his giant babies with Brienne.
That fool, it's the big woman here. What's the first thing he asks as soon as he got back? He just looks around like, where's the big woman?
Where's the big woman
at?
That fool is so hyped.
That fool loves her, man.
And then so we have like Tormund, Brienne, Jaime, the Hound, all those guys should have been fighting the general. I felt like that was one thing that I wanted to see. I wanted to see more combat abilities.
They didn't bring him into the end though.
Because I know, but still, because we saw John fight one of the White Walkers, and it was like a good battle.
Yeah, he was a beast.
It was
He
a good
almost
battle,
killed him,
and
yeah.
John almost lost. If he
Yeah.
didn't, especially if he didn't have that sword, and he didn't even know like that sword was like gonna help him.
Yeah,
That was an
they were
accidental
tripping.
win.
They were like, "What?"
They
Like,
was like, "Huh?" Yeah, the White
Yeah,
Walkers.
yeah,
the
they
White
were like,
Walkers.
"What?"
If I remember, yeah, they were like, "What?
Why would you do that?
What?
Like,
What
they're
do?"
supposed to be immortal.
It's
Like,
like, man, it's like, wait, he was like, they looked at the Night King. We could die.
like for real?
The Night King was like, what?
I know.
didn't
He's like, I didn't know, guys. I'm
Bro,
sorry.
I'm sorry. Damn. Everybody was like, chill, John, chill. That's how they got away. They were like, oh, dude. Because, moments like
Because
that.
they were just shocked. They were like,
They're
what?
like-
They couldn't believe it either. Even the White Walkers were tripping. Like,
They're like the whites were just like,
Oh no.
oh, no.
They didn't know what to do. They're like, do we like attack him now or?
Let's just let them get on the boat.
This
Let's
never
just,
happens.
let's just let them get on the
Because-
boat. Like, because they were like, they can't take us off. But then he was like, yeah, but I don't want to be the one to die.
Like, I'm not ready for that.
Yeah, there's always, every time there's like one person with a deadly weapon and somebody's like, he can't take us off. And everybody's like, yeah. I'd be the guy in the back. Is like, but I'm not gonna be the first one to like those when they set the freaking that partition on fire,
yeah.
and then the White Walkers just started falling on that thing. I was like, man, that's crazy.
That was
So,
crazy.
all right, we got about an hour in. I just want to say one more thing. You know what the funniest thing about these White Walkers and our fascination with them?
What?
You remember back in like when we started doing like zombie movies?
Yeah.
Like we were doing, there's like Shaun of the Dead,
Yeah.
Resident Evil,
Mhm.
then the video games Walking Dead. I mean, yeah, our TV show Walking Dead, video
Yeah.
games Left 4 Dead. All these zombie shows and movies.
Yeah.
People were getting tired of zombies. People were like, I remember hearing people say, "Oh man, not another zombie
Another
thing."
For real, they were making so much zombie things.
But if you slap a little ice on the zombie, now it becomes interesting.
It's a magic zombie.
That's all it is, a zombie. That's all it is.
It's
So
interesting.
we can end the episode. Predictions for next episode.
Yeah.
What's your prediction for next episode?
My prediction for next episode goes like this: there's more tension between the Starks and Daenerys. I think Tyrion is probably gonna make a bad decision. I don't know how, but I feel like he's just gonna somehow, because they make it seem like he's so like butthurt that he can't be out there,
Mm-hmm.
and like we all know he would have died, but he thinks that like he'd have enough time to plan something and run around the castle, I guess. But I think that's definitely key part of it. I think Iron Bank comes into play probably somewhere in the later half of the episode. I think they can do more build up. Maybe someone dies.
Mm.
I think maybe just one. Maybe someone dies at the end.
Mm.
Probably one of the Starks.
Mm.
I think they're gonna take one of the Starks
Mm.
and maybe lead up to another battle after.
Okay.
I think maybe the Hound fights the Mountain.
Mm.
Maybe.
So you're gonna say they're already on King's Landing.
Yeah, I think they're gonna get to King's Landing. I think it's gonna start out like build up, bam, letters, crows, and Bran says something about King's Landing, about how they need to act or something's going on, and then they're gonna try to go fight Cersei, take the throne. Dog fights Mountain, and one of the Starks dies somehow.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping not Arya, but it could be Arya.
Okay.
It might be today. It might be on Sunday.
Oof.
Death of God. The God Death might hear. Okay.
Yeah.
God of Death.
Not today, but next week.
Yeah, next week.
Okay, and then my prediction, just smaller. I think I agree with you. I think we see the final crack in the dissension between Jon and Daenerys, which is gonna. I think we see like a turn of. I don't know. I might be wrong, but I think Winterfell turns on the Starks because we didn't see any Stark in that room while they were celebrating. I think it's not so much that they turn on the Starks. It's just that Daenerys' power and like presence, like it's like everybody's like, yeah, we're gonna go for him, and then like I think like Jon and Sansa and Arya is just gonna like give each other like this look, like what the hell, we gotta go, and they're just, I don't know if they leave I don't know, but I just think that they realized that Winterfell, even though they fought for it again, might not be the safest place for them when Daenerys takes over. So I think we see that dissension. That's my prediction for next episode. So, any last words?
I would say, yeah, I agree with that. Maybe that's all speculation. I think maybe Arya tries to kill Daenerys.
Oh, there's one thing we forgot about. Okay, not Bran, but Bronn.
Oh,
Bronn's
on his way.
Bronn is on his way.
He's gonna go try to kill Tyrion. I don't think he's gonna kill Tyrion. I think he's gonna kill
Jaime.
Oh yeah,
He'll probably kill Jaime. Jaime dies in the next episode. Like everything
that makes sense.
Everything that Jaime has done, he's finally fulfilled everything. He's fought for Winterfell. Like fighting for Winterfell cleanses United Brienne. He fought for Winterfell. He kind of got Bran's some weird kind of forgiveness a little bit.
Yeah.
And he's done.
He gets killed by Bronn.
Because
then Bronn,
I don't know, gets eaten by a dragon. And Tyrion. Tyrion, he's gonna, because Tyrion kills Cersei. So.
Hell yeah.
Because Bronn kills Jaime. Whoever Bronn kills whoever Bronn kills, the other kills Cersei. Because Cersei has that freaking prophecy where her little brother kills her. So it can either be Jaime or Tyrion.
Yeah.
But we could probably speak on this for hours. We got to get to work tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
So this is another edition of the Parking Lot Podcast review of Game of Thrones Season 8, Episode 3.
Yeah. See you next week.
Yes, sir.